Satan can't do much if he does not find a man that is ready to partner with him. The same way God deliberately put a limit on himself, that if he's going to do anything in the visible realm, he will do it through men that are submitted to him. Like I was telling them where I just ministered, I said, even though God can use anybody, most of the time, God will rather use men that have consecrated themselves to his will. It is only when he doesn't find those kind of individuals that have consecrated themselves to his will, and he has an urgent matter that he wants to solve, that is when he will step out of that principle, use a man quickly, and then leave the man to other matters. This is what Paul meant when he was teaching Timothy, that in a large house, there are many what? Vessels. And the way these vessels are classified is that some are unto honor and some are unto dishonor. So these vessels are both available to be used. But the way you will know the difference between the vessels is what happens to them after they have been used. There are vessels that after they have been used, they are honored. And there are vessels after they have been used, they are what? Dishonored. Some of you in your own families, you have those kind of vessels. They have plates and pots that, where you even keep them safe, the plates and pots are ashamed of the place. But there are some plates, some pots, some spoons, some cutlery, where you put them in a place of what? Honor. And when you even want to use them, you only use them for certain occasions. So Paul said that there are vessels that are unto honor, there are vessels unto dishonor. So sometimes when God cannot find consecrated men that he has separated unto honor, and there is a matter that is urgent, he can use a Cyrus to bring deliverance to his people. But at the same time, the process of using that Cyrus is that he will put a hook in his nose and lead him into his will and his purpose. And when he is done, he moves on to other matters. And that situation only arises because he cannot find one that is consecrated to his will. I'm saying that to say to you that if you are living and God cannot beat his chest that you are one that is readily available for him to use, the essence of life or your living is a waste. The joy that comes from the heart of the Father on a daily basis when you wake up in the morning is that you are available to do his will. Otherwise, you are not bringing pleasure to God. You are not bringing peace to his heart. You are not bringing joy to his heart. The kingdom is not gaining any profit from your life. If every day you wake up and you draw breath, and you wear clothes, and you walk around, and you eat food, and you are living by the grace and the mercy of God, and yet the will of God cannot find ease of expression through your life, that life and living is a waste. Is a waste. And you know the thing about the visible realm is, in the visible realm, there is no opportunity for hanging on the fence. You can't be neutral. If God is not getting pleasure from your life, someone or something else is. There is nothing like I am just there. It's either you are living for yourself, or you are living for the world, or you are living for the devil, or you are living for God. There is no option of I'm just there. And by the time we look at your daily expressions, we will see the pressure points in your life where the will of the entity for which you are living is consistently finding expression. So if you find somebody that is living for themselves, you will see it in the way they spend their time. You will see it in the way they prioritize their day. What items, what agendas get priority in their daily lives? You will see it. Is it self? Is it the devil? Is it the world or is it God? For instance, there's a God that has exalted itself in our generation. In fact, there are two major gods, idols, that have captured the heart of my generation. It is either it is social media or it is sex. And you know the thing about social media, the reason social media has become very powerful is it gives you the opportunity to present to people a life that you don't really have. So there are people who, if you meet them in real life, they are failures, but they can be hiding behind the invisibility of social media. You have the opportunity to portray yourself in a light that you are not. You have the opportunity to create friendships that are not real, that have no meaning, no depth. So you are talking with somebody that you have never met. You don't even know if the person is true or is a lie. You don't even know if whether the person you are talking to is a robot. We are building fake connections. The consequence is there are many believers who claim that they love God, but social media gets more of their attention than the things that God loves. So some people cannot do without WhatsApp. If their WhatsApp were to crash, they will be in the hospital. Some people cannot do without Facebook. They even try to spiritualize it. Every day there must be a post on Facebook. When Angel Philomena appears to them, is on Facebook. Because you know, some of you young people now, your encounters even make us feel like we don't know God. Jeremiah visited you in the morning. As you were coming out of your house, it was Elijah. Then when you got to your gate, you saw two people. You didn't know if it was David or it was Paul. You now had to ascend a little. It was when you ascended, you now discovered by the beards that you saw in your last revelation that lasted 15 hours, that you now knew that that was David. Meanwhile, the person who does this thing does not have the discipline to study scriptures consistently. He doesn't know his Bible. He doesn't know his Bible. But there's a lust to be seen, to be heard. And so social media has been lifted to deity status that the average believer cannot do without Facebook, without Instagram, without WhatsApp, without all of it. The day that these things crash, we will now know whether what you have is true. If people are not investing all of their time in social media, some are investing all of their time in things that will boost their sexual appetites. So the God of sex, the God of entertainment through social media has found a resting place upon the hearts of this generation. I'm saying to you that if you've been in these three parts of this series, what I want to do tonight is just to put a seal on it. Your life has no value for the kingdom if you have not begun to live for God absolutely. Absolutely.